Hi, guys. Get this thing set up. Hi, guys. How is everyone? I think we got this set up pretty good. I'm so excited, you guys. It's been a long time since I've seen you all. I hate it when I have to be gone. I mean, I don't hate it that I'm gone. I just hate it that I miss you guys. So I hope you guys had a fantastic couple of weeks. I saw lots of you guys at On Stage, which was so amazing. So thank you to every one of you who came up and talked to me. Actually, I'm going to wait a second here because my iPad is not showing that I'm live yet. So now I'm wondering what I did wrong. Can you guys even hear me? Can somebody let me know if you see me and if I'm live? Okay, Sonia says hi, so I must be. Wow, that was a very long time. I've been live for almost 1 minute and my iPad just now popped up telling me that I'm live. So, wow. I tell you, sometimes technology is a real pain in the patootie, or whatever the word is. But so yay, so you guys are saying you can see me and hear me. Okay, good. So I don't know if it's like my internet just is terrible, or if it really takes that long for by the time I click go live to the time that the stream actually shows up for you guys or me on my and we're right here. You know what? The signal just pretty much has to go from my phone, which is right here, to my iPad, which is like 6 inches behind that. So that makes no sense to me how it takes a minute for those two things to connect. Technology is just a giant pain sometimes. So anyways, I'm excited to be back. As I was saying before, I don't know if I was actually live or not live. Before I left 2 weeks ago Thursday, when I told you guys that if you saw me at On Stage, to come up and say hi. Now, I know, a lot of people say that and they don't really mean it. I totally meant it. And a lot of you guys did come up to me and say hi. So that was really, really fun to take pictures with you guys and to chit chat with you. And it was really, really fun. So I appreciate the fact that you did come up and say hello to me, because that made my experience a lot more fun. On Stage itself was amazing. We had such a good time. We got to see a lot of fun things. We got to see a lot of people, which was amazing. We got to witness stamping presentations, which is always amazing. And we got some free products, which is really nice. We got to participate in something Stampin' Up! Calls the Product Purchase Premiere, meaning if you attended the event, you had a 5-day window to place your order from the new catalog. It's the same items that all demonstrators will be able to order starting on April 2nd. All of a sudden, my mind is thinking, what's the date? I think it's April 2nd. That's the pre-order date for all demonstrators to order off of the pre-order list. Oh, Nancy says 4. Does that mean it's the 4th, Nancy? Where's my calendar? 3. So is it a Thursday? Is it April 4th? Does anybody know? Good Lord. I thought it was the 2nd, but now I'm thinking maybe it's the 4th. I don't really know when it is. It's the 2nd or the 4th. And then you guys that are demonstrators will also be able to order out of the new catalog. So, so exciting. We got to make color charts. I see you guys talking about the new colors. We got to make color charts in the product playground area, which was really cool. We got to get a super cool color wheel thing, which is really, really, really cool. I got my pre-order today, which was really exciting, except my ink pads weren't in there because there was a little bit of a snafu with the item code or something, I think, and they didn't get in my box. But they have been shipped and they will be here, I think, Saturday or Monday. I can't remember. I mean, it's not like I'm honestly going to whip out my pads and start making stuff. I've got so much work to do, and my taxes. Oh, gosh. I hate taxes so much, you guys. That if I had to list one thing that I literally despise about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and doing it at the level that I'm doing it, it's my taxes. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's at this point every year where I wish to myself I wish I had a regular job where I just left my house and I went to work at 8 o'clock and I came home at 5 and I had weekends off and holidays off. And I got a W-2 form at the end of the year and I went in to do my taxes like, oh, here's my income and here's my taxes. And then then I'm done. I would love that. So Flo, you're funny. So yeah, that is the one thing that I literally despise about being a demonstrator, doing this at this level is taxes. And I am really awful at keeping all my stuff condensed, which is really crazy because Dina and Kelly are always talking about, I'm very organized and I'm very anal and I like my stuff clean, but putting my tax stuff, or like my receipts, I throw it all in a drawer. I don't organize it, categorize it, nothing. I toss it in the drawer. Then at the end of the year, I have to like go through my credit card statement and my PayPal statement and this thing here and that thing there and all the receipts in my drawer. And what did I get at Walmart that I actually used in my business? Ugh. Hate it with a passion. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. My husband's going to go up and visit his family, some of his mom's siblings. So his aunts and uncles are visiting. And she asked if we wanted to come up, and he asked me, and I was like, I cannot. I just literally cannot take an entire day out of what's going on at this time in my life and go up there. I can't. So I feel really bad because I haven't seen him for probably, maybe a year, but I can't do it. I've got a lot of things to do and I've got to get them done. That's what happens when you're gone for 10 days, because I left on March 9th to do my whole trip, like I told you guys, with my daughter and the apartments and this and that. And then, end up in Houston, then come home. Did you guys see my post on, I don't know, maybe it was my personal page. I think a lot of you guys are friends with me on Facebook. This is the craziest thing I've ever experienced in Denver. My daughter and I were out looking at apartments and we came back to the hotel. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the road that we have to go up to turn into the hotel was blocked by a sheriff's deputy. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So we turned around and we went in this other hotel entrance that was connected to our hotel. So we went through, oh, look at me, I'm right there behind myself. So we were going to just cut through the parking lot and go to our hotel. Oh, no. That entrance was blocked off too. And then what did we see just past that? The SWAT team. The SWAT team, the Denver SWAT team was at our hotel. And the SWAT team guys were out of the vehicle with their big guns walking around the building. And I'm thinking to myself, what could possibly be going on in this hotel that's not in a sketchy area at 4 o'clock in the afternoon that we can't get into the hotel? Well, we sat there for a second and pondered what to do. And I mean, it was quite obvious that we were not getting into the hotel. So we left. So I decided I'm going to call the hotel. I'm going to call. So I called. The gal answers and I said, hey, we just got back to the hotel. We can't get in. What the heck? She said, well, there's a little bit of an incident. They're dealing with somebody on the 3rd floor and we're in our hiding places. So why don't you call me back in about an hour and I might know more information then. You're in your hiding space. Okay. So we left the area. What does one do when the SWAT team's at their hotel? You go have Krispy Kreme donuts. So that's what we did. So we went to the donut place, had a couple of delightful donuts, and then it was about an hour later, and I called the hotel back, and the gal answers like, yeah, we were just wondering if we can come back to the hotel. And her response to me was very strange. Her response to me was like, what are you talking about? Of course you can come back to the hotel. Like, what? And I said, so the SWAT team's gone? And she's like, yeah, you can come on back. And I'm thinking, that's pretty weird. Are you trying to, am I supposed to think that I was crazy and I didn't see a SWAT team there? We go back. We go into our room, lock the doors, we sit down for a few minutes and collect ourselves. And I decide I'm going to go down and ask the front desk because it's just me and my daughter, 2 women. We're not armed. We don't have any guns with us or anything. We have nothing to protect ourselves with. And we're in this hotel by ourselves. So I go down to the front desk and I'm like, hey, can you kind of tell me what was going on? Because it's just me and her and we're kind of scared. She's like, well, I really can't tell you anything. Then she proceeds to tell me everything. So I'm not going to call her out. I'm not going to call out the hotel. I don't want her to get in trouble. But apparently, I think somebody's getting mean here. Somebody's asking, am I not supposed to be leading a card class? Anne, I'm just going to tell you, this is how I run my card class. I do a little bit of chatting at the beginning of the video, and then I make some cards, and it's a free video. You can come back and watch it later, or you can stay and watch it now and listen to my story. That's how it works. Anyway, apparently the cops had got a tip that this guy they were looking for was in our hotel. And so they came to the hotel, found out he was there, cleared out the hotel, apparently went up, and he had himself and a woman and some kids. They got the kids and the woman out of there, and then they got him, and everything was fine. So that was great to know. Now it kind of makes me want to keep talking longer when people are mean to me like that. You know, it's a free video. It's free. You've paid literally nothing to watch this video. You can come back later and watch the whole thing and fast forward through my stories. So there you go. What else do we have going on? Oh, my son came over last night for dinner after I got home. He got a dog. I have a grand doggy now. Oh my gosh, he's the sweetest little thing. He named him Coke, and I don't know if he's spelling it like Coca-Cola, C-O-K-E, Coke, or K-O-K-E, Coke. I don't know, whatever. He's a 20-year-old boy who knows what he's doing. The dog is like a half Australian Shepherd and a half German Shepherd. And it's so sweet. It's like 6 weeks old. And oh my gosh, so cute. So I'm pretty excited because my husband, after our dog died about 10 years ago, my husband just said he could not go through that again. He could not get a dog and go through that again. So I know I didn't even think about that. I'm going to mention that. Maybe he can have Peepers be his middle name, right? So yeah, so we have a grand dog now, and he's the sweetest little thing. He was whiny, and I feel like probably because, you know, he was a puppy and he was now taken out of his home and his family and his friends and whatever, you know, and so he was a little bit whiny, but I'm sure that's how it always is, whatever. I will post some pictures on my Stamp It Is My Job Facebook page, and I'll have him send me a couple more. I took some yesterday while he was here, but I was just so busy petting him and holding him that I didn't take enough pictures. So he's so sweet. I can hardly wait. Okay. That's exciting. What else? We saw some apartments. We're not really sure if we like them or not. One of them we drove into and immediately said, oh, heck no. But that's not the word we used. We used the HE, double hockey sticks. No. And we turned around and walked out, or drove out of that facility because it looked really sketchy. So I don't want my daughter living there. So anyway, we haven't made any decision. She doesn't know what's going to happen, whatever. So yeah. All right. So I think that's all the stories I have. I have a ton about Onstage, and when I flip the camera, I'll share some more things that I have from Onstage with you guys. I mean, I'm not going to share everything because, you know, and you've probably seen some stuff anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and share with you a few things that I have that I think are fun and interesting. And I guess you can let me know if they are. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way, flip my camera around, and we will do this. So thank you guys for sticking up for me and saying that you like my stories. I really get upset when people criticize, you know, when people criticize something they're getting for free. That's just crazy to me. It's free. Why would you complain about something that's free? I don't know. To each his own. Everyone's different. Whatever. Maybe Anne's having a bad day. Well, Anne, I'm sorry that my fun stories didn't get you out of your funk, but maybe some card making will when I get to it, which is going to be a few more minutes. Okay, so first of all, these were the cards from my last live class. So I am prepping. I got all the card kits cut today. They're going to be going out of here tomorrow. So I did use the Simply Zinnia, I think that's what it's called, stamp set and bundle to make these fun cards. And this is a slide latch card. So if you want to learn how to make a slide latch card, then, oh, Diana, my Facebook business page is Stampin' Is My Job. I'm sure there's a link to it in the description of this video that would take you there. And I'll put some pictures of Doggy on there. So slide latch card, super fun. And then we have this missing middle card, which is also super fun. And then we have this DSP strip card that is also very pretty. So there you go. So I'll be sending out the kits for those tomorrow. I have some happy mail that I want to share with you guys. I got a really cute bee card. This is from Brenda. Brenda's a sweetheart and she sends me cards all the time, so I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Brenda. I have this beautiful card from another Anne, not the Anne that's on here being mean to me, but a different Anne. Look how pretty that is. And I love how she's got some embossing on here. That is really awesome too. So it's pretty shiny. So thank you, Anne. I got this little card. This isn't a stamped card. Tana's been busy, so she hasn't been able to do much stamping, but she did send me this cute card when she sent me our registration for a class. And then finally, I have a really cute card from Harriet, who sent me this card to thank me for the bundle that I sent her. I think that's what it is. Wasn't it, Harriet? Yes. She was a winner. Every month at Stamp Happy Academy, we give away a bundle to a subscriber. It's kind of a random draw that we do. And Harriet won a couple months ago, and so she sent me this card to thank me for that. So I really appreciate when people do that. That's really sweet. So thanks, you guys. Oh, you guys are funny. Okay, so, some stuff from Onstage. You've probably seen this, but this is a color wheel that they gave us. I don't know if they're going to sell them. My thoughts are probably no. So it was a really nice perk of going to Onstage to get this fun color wheel. It kind of tells you how to use it, and all that kind of stuff. And all the colors are on here, even our new ones. So that is super exciting. I did mention that I got to make a color chart. So here is my color chart with all the new colors. We've got Peach Pie, Petunia Pop. Pretty in Pink is a new in color, but it's a returning color from about 10 years ago, which is kind of crazy. And then we have the Shy Shamrock and then the Summer Splash. So really, really, really fun, bright, happy colors. I love them. So, thanks, Diana. Diana went to my Facebook page and she's following me now. Woohoo! Love it. So that was something else that we got. Well, we had to make that. They gave us the sheet. I did get an extra sheet, so maybe I can share this with my team or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I did make my little thing there. What else did we do? We got some free stuff. I don't have it in my room here, but this is part of my pre-order. And I wanted to let you guys know, this is a new stamp set. Isn't that fun? This may be like a new stamp set to kind of take the place of like one of our longest running stamp sets ever in the history of Stampin' Up, called Lovely as a Tree. This is a new one. It's a very inexpensive bundle. I think it's about $37. So that's pretty inexpensive. So it's got this fabulous tree, this little leaf image. Both of these things can be cropped out with dies. We also have a kind of winter type tree with the fun like fall you could put over it and some leaves. So anyways, why am I showing you this? Because it's a prize. So normally when I do these lives, if you place a $35 order in my online store, I gift you with a card kit to make the cards I'm going to make today. That is still the case. Then if you bump up your order to $50, you get the card kit plus my project tutorial, my global tutorial project bundle. This is an emailed file that you get. And that's at the $50 level. If you order 75 or more, I typically give you both of those items. And then I also give you an embellishment. This week, I am giving you the opportunity to win this brand new bundle before anybody but Onstage attendees can buy it. And I have a sheet of each of the brand new colors of cardstock that I cut in half. So 2 card bases for each one. Okay. So there's 5 card bases in here, and then the bundle. So anybody who orders $75 or more in my store between now and next Wednesday, which is what, the 27th of March at midnight, I will put you in a drawing to win this bundle. Now, let me just give you some context of how many people you would be competing with if you do this. I typically have 8-ish people that order $75 or more from me any given week. Excuse me. So you probably have a 1 in 8 chance of winning this stuff from me by placing a $75 order in my store between now and next Wednesday. Just saying. Okay. So remember, this is my $75 or more gift. The gift is a chance to win this bundle. So there you go. This bundle of brand new goodies from the catalog. Okay. So here is the host code for that. QRG3, Z Zebra, H Henry 74. Oh my gosh, I did not change that in the description of this video. I wonder if I could do that really quickly. I think I probably can. QR3Z H74. Sorry guys, I just realized I didn't do this and it needs to be done. G. Okay. Save. Okay, that's done. So now the description should be updated and it should be correct. Okay, so that's that. I also wanted to share with you guys, and maybe you've heard about this, but Stampin' Up! Has some new folders in our new catalog, and they are giant. They're like 8.5 by 6, okay? So I did go ahead and run a half sheet of cardstock through these folders. This one's called So Swirly. How cool is that? So I'm not exactly sure if they're supposed to be maybe for scrapbooking, or if some people want their entire card base embossed, you can do that. Or you can quickly get 2, layers of cardstock embossed. I don't know why they came out with this. They didn't even mention this to us at Onstage, so I had no idea that they were going to be this big. This is the other one. This is called Dotted Circles. And this is Peach Pie, by the way. And again, it's a full half sheet card base of cardstock. So again, I don't know why they did this. And these dots are so raised. I mean, the bumpiness on here is the coolest thing ever. Slimline cards, maybe, Diana, that would work. This would definitely be a nice layer for a slimline card. You could cut this. So yeah, I'm not sure. They didn't say. I'm guessing maybe they'll come out with some information. Who knows? But I just got these today and I saw those and I was like, whoa, that's some big folders. The other folder I could order was one called the Eyelet 3D folder. And look how cute that is. This is the new Summer Splash cardstock. You can see that. So anyways, that was just a little thing that I was very intrigued by when I got my order today. Okay, so ordering $35 gets you a kit, $50 gets you a kit and a PDF, $75 gets you a kit and a PDF and a chance to win that bundle of goodies. And if you order $150, don't use my host code. I will still gift you the goodies and put your name in the drawing for the bundle. Okay. So if you do want to order that much, then yeah, you don't have to use the host code. You take the rewards for yourself. Okay. Again, current host code. There you go. My global tutorial that you also get. My Latte Love class. I have to say, I don't have very many signups for this, and I'm kind of sad. I haven't really been able to promote it too much because I've been gone, but it's an amazing class and you guys will love it if you decide to do it. So there you go. Okay. I still have one Trusty Tools kit left if you're interested in that. I think the description of the video has a link. I still have adhesive kits all the time. Stamp Happy Academy, obviously we talk about this all the time. It's a great place to get your creativity going. Kelly was live today. She was live for almost 3 hours, you guys. She killed it. She showed some amazing things, and you will not be sorry if you join Stamp Happy Academy. That was the live class that she did this, her live class this month. So we have the live membership, the basic membership, or if you want to combine the two for a $5 a month savings, you can get the premium. All right, online exclusives. I think everything but the gems is back in stock, but I do have the gems from my Latte Love class. So if you want to order it, I do have the gems. So I think, yeah, that's it. All right, now we're going to get to stamping, you guys. Okay. So for this week's cards, I am using the Designer Tags dies. You might be saying to yourself, what is the Designer Tags dies? It's not in the catalog. No, it isn't. It's an online exclusive item that was in our catalog, the last annual catalog. It didn't carry over into the current catalog that we have right now, but it was online only and it's still available. And I cannot tell you guys how much I love these dies. I already did a full class using them about 2 years ago. It sold out really quickly. And so I wanted to use it again because I love it so much, and it's a perfect price point. It's $32. So it's just about what you need to get the free card kit. You could add another little something to it. I don't know, maybe some glue, or you could add, $100 to it, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to be sad if you want to order more than the minimum, but this is a great set of dies to have. So there are 9 dies in it. One of them is this little die that I keep taped in the top of my little sleeve here. What it does is it goes with this die here, this tag. And so it'll make a little hole. So you could put a little hole in your tag if you wanted to. I taped it in here because it's such a small piece. I didn't want to lose it. And so keeping it taped in there is a great way for me not to lose it. So the item code for these dies is 159165, or you can search by designer tags, or you can look at the online exclusive section on the store. There's 9 dies. Like I said, there's this large label, pretty self-explanatory. It cuts 2 holes in the ends. There is this tag here. It's that right there. There is this fun little tag here. Look at the detail on that. So much fun. Now, I have found that if you run this through again in like white cardstock and trim off the perforated edges, then you have a layer for that tag, which I think is pretty cool. This is another die right here that actually can layer into this die here, this tag here. So lots of ideas for these tags. There is this gorgeous rose that gets cut out of a piece of cardstock. So we're going to be using that also. Then there's this little fun stitched tag with this cute little flower that cuts out of the end of it. That's this little guy here. This amazing butterfly. I love this thing so much. This is probably the most used die out of this whole set. I use it a lot. It's the perfect size butterfly for literally any card you would ever make. So that's this little guy here. Oh, and then this is a little foliage piece that's super cute that we will be using on some of the cards. So it's a wonderful, wonderful die set to have. You will not be sorry if you get it. Okay, I'm also pairing it with the Happy Label stamp set. This is actually on the retiring list. The retiring lists were posted Monday, I think. And this right now, the stamp set's $24. April 9th, when the retiring list discounts start, this is going to be half price, you guys. So $12. So you could get the tags dies today and then get this after April 9th for 50% off. Or you probably have stamps at your own stamping studio that will work perfectly for what we're doing today. But that's just the stamp set that I'm going to use. Okay. I'm also going to use the 2022-2024 in Color Designer Series paper. You will get these pieces of paper in your kit, so you don't have to worry about this. If you want to order this, like after the fact, April 9th, the discount is 40% on this pack of paper. Crazy. Okay, I'm also using, I almost forgot, this paper here is the In Color Textured Specialty paper. It's all the In Colors that are going away. And it's really fun and shiny, and it does have some great texture. It's going to be 50% off April 9th. But for the class, you will get all the pieces you need out of this paper, okay? Now, since I am expecting you to have the dies, okay, so I won't be die cutting any of these die cuts in the class. I will give you the papers, and you will need to die cut them yourself, okay? Any other thing like embossing or any other type of die that you might need, I will cut that for you. But if it's a piece from the designer tags, I will not. Okay, all the disclaimers out of the way. Now we can go. Card number 1. So this is some Starry Sky. Oops, I didn't want you to see that right. Wait. This is some Starry Sky. This is one of the retiring colors. We've got Starry Sky, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Sweet Sorbet, and Orchid Oasis. Okay. So we've got a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and then we have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch card layer. Okay, same color. Then we have a 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of gorgeous grape. And then this is the piece of designer series paper that you will get in the kit. This is a 2 by 5 1/4. And I'm trying to think where I found this color combination. I don't remember if I found it in the color coach or if I just kind of made it up on my own. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You'll get 2 pieces of Parakeet Party. These are each 1 inch by about 3 3/4. You'll get a white 2 3/4 inch circle. And then this little 1/2 inch strip of white that we're going to cut up. You're going to get another piece, a scrap of Starry Sky. You'll need to cut this label from the die set. You will get a piece of Highland Heather and a piece of Gorgeous Grape, and you can cut the butterflies. Now I'm going to share with you something a little bit fun here in just a second. So you'll get a scrap of those colors to cut your butterflies out of. You will also get a scrap of this Parakeet Party textured paper. So it's kind of shimmery, a little bit shiny, I mean, and then it does have some really fun texture to it. So you'll need to cut yourself 2 of these little fern doohickeys. And then you will get a little snippet of ribbon to tie yourself a little bow. Okay. So when you're working with a set that's mostly die cuts, it's basically just cutting everything and then gluing it all together. And that's what we're going to do here. So we are going to adhere our designer series paper to the layer of Gorgeous Grape and then to the layer of Starry Sky. So let me just get this squirted out here. My glue is still a little bit full because I haven't been home stamping. I've been gone. And when my glue is super full, it likes to squish out a lot more than normal. And it just makes it a tiny bit more difficult to use. I have to be a little more careful, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, we'll get that. Lisa said she finally made it. Yay. Hello, Lisa. So I hope you guys are all having a great week. It's already Thursday. Holy cow, I can't even believe it. All right, so that's what we have so far. And that's going to layer onto that. So now we're going to take our circle piece and these 2 little guys. Now you can either cut these with scissors to flag the ends, or if you have the banners pick a punch, which is retiring, which I'm super sad about. But if you have this, then you can slide your 1-inch strip into the punch and give yourself a banner end. So either way you want to do it is up to you. Just get yourself those little flagged ends. Okay. So then we are going to take these 2 little banners and we are going to kind of stagger them on the front of the card. So something along these lines. Then we're going to add our circle and our tag with our little foliage pieces. So we're just going to kind of lay everything down and then see what we want to do as far as, actual permanent placement. Okay, so here we go. Got that. Then we would stamp our little phrase, the little phrase that says hello, in some Starry Sky on our little strip here. There we go. And then I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and I am going to cut just right along that word. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to cut again. So I'm cutting fairly close to the word on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to snip at an angle on both ends. Excuse me. I've got something stuck in my throat. And then I'm going to end up putting that little guy right here. Okay. So I think we can go ahead and add all of these pieces to the card. So we'll first add a little glue for this little banner here. That one. Oh, when I got home, my husband said he was almost starving to death. I said, oh, sure you were. He said, there's no TV dinners left in this house. Well, that makes sense. And then he kind of complained a little bit. He had wanted to eat a hamburger, and I had patted out some hamburgers and froze them in the freezer for him so he could just pull a hamburger out, basically let it sit on the counter for a half an hour, and then he could cook himself a hamburger. But then I forgot that the buns were moldy and I threw them out before I left. Oops. So he wasn't super excited about that when he came in from cooking his hamburger and looked for the buns and there weren't any buns. So anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. So he said, I had to do what I had to do when we were kids and we had to use bread. I'm like, well, it is what it is. Oh, I just chuckle. Sometimes he just acts like he's so helpless. It's the funniest thing ever. And Dina and Kelly give him such grief because he's like a whiner sometimes. He's like a child. Barb. Oh, gosh. Okay. He cracks me up. All right. So I am going to then put that little label on across. And some of you are saying how you love these colors. I know, right? So I don't know if I found them on the color coach or not. It's possible that I just started throwing some things together and exactly, men can't live with them. I don't know what's the other word. I don't want to say it out loud because sometimes YouTube gets upset if you say, things. But you guys know what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm going to put my little hello right here at the bottom of my little, my little label. Stop doing that, you silly thing. There. I know, every time they retire colors, I miss them too. I totally understand what you're saying. But then they always bring in new colors and they're amazing. And oh gosh, it's crazy. Okay, so as I said, you're going to get a gorgeous grape and a Highland Heather scrap in your kits. If you don't want to do this fun little technique, you don't have to. You can just either stick your butterfly on there and call it good. But you can, if you want to, do this. So you would take a Versamark pad and you would take your little butterfly, if I can pick it up with my non-fingernails, and you're going to press it into your Versamark pad. Okay. I need my tray. Where are you, tray? Here it is. Okay. Get all the goods out of the tray. So you would put it in your Versamark pad, get it really inky, okay? And then cover it with clear embossing powder, just like that. And then you want to heat set it, okay? So I did this. I kind of picked it up, tapped off all that excess powder, and then I heat set it. Okay, I brought my heat tool in, I heated it all up, and this is what a Highland Heather looks like then. Okay, so this is the Highland Heather cardstock that I cut the butterfly out of, but when you actually smash it into the Versamark and then do it with the clear powder, look how dark that gets. How cool is that? So it almost looks like Gorgeous Grape, which is what I really wanted it to look like, but I wanted it to be nice and shiny and fun. This is Gorgeous Grape done the exact same way, and look how dark that is. So when I first did the Gorgeous Grape and I stuck it on there, I didn't like it because it was too dark, and I didn't like how it turned out. But then when I did the Highland Heather, whoa, I really, really, really like that. Yeah, and don't do what Barb does. Courtney is exactly right. This morning I was doing this card. I was making this card, and I had my heat tool kind of by my powder, and I literally put the heat tool into the powder and it blew all over the place. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so don't be like Barb. Don't do that. It's very stressful. Okay, so there's your two options. You'll get a Highland Heather and a scrap of purple or grape, and you can do what you want. So I did this because this is that's how I wanted to do it. I think it looks really good. Now I'm going to pop this up. So I am going to get myself, this is some mini dimensionals, and you can snip off the edges of these things. And that's going to be too long to get a tiny little strip that I'm going to put on the body, back of the body here. Oops, that's too long too. We don't want to be able to see that. Oops. Stick that on there, and then we are going to peel the backing off. And then I'm just going to stick it like right there. How fun is that? Okay. Then you're going to get your little piece of, oh, I need to move all these things out of the way. Where's my other pad? Don't want to make another mess. Okay, so that's going to go on there. That stuff we don't need. That I don't need. That I don't need. Oh, I need these. Now, these little gems, I just looked on the inventory status. These are gone. I didn't realize they were going to be gone, but they're discontinued and gone. But I have some. So you're going to get a strip of these in your kit. Normally I would, gift you the embellishments with a $75 order, but I'm going to actually include them in this kit. So you will get a strip of these. So you'll get 10 of these little gems. You can do what you want with them, but this is what I'm going to do with some of them right now, or one of them. I'm going to add this parakeet party to the center of this little flower right here. Okay, then here's my bow. So I've got my little tiny bow tied, and I'm going to add it to the end of the tag with a glue dot. So we're going to press that onto the glue dot. We're going to kind of tuck the excess glue dot back on itself. And then we're going to do that. Whoops, maybe more like that. And then I'm going to add some glue here. This card is so awesome, isn't it, you guys? I have to say, I really, 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 really like this card. I love how it turned out. I love the colors. And then here's my inside. You're going to get this strip of designer series paper. And then I stamped one of the sentiments out of the happy labels that says, I just want to hug you. Where is it? Right here. And then I masked off my yay. You guys have seen me. I mask stuff off all the time. And then I just got the exclamation point on there. So I just thought that was a little bit of a fun way to add a little bit more color to that inside layer. So this is card number 1 of my card kit for this week. So I hope you guys liked that. Yay. So stinking cute. I love this so much. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our next card. I don't know where that piece of ribbon came from, but let me kind of pick up a few things here just so I'm not stamping in a giant mess, because that bothers me. Okay. Oh, and the ribbon came out of this ribbon combo pack. It's called the Ribbon Duo Combo. It's got the lemon lime twist, and then it has the petal pink, and it is retiring. I can't remember if it's going to be on sale or not, though, but it's not on sale yet. So keep that in mind. Okay. So now we're going to move on to card number 2. And card number 2 is going to use some Sweet Sorbet, which is another one of the retiring in colors. And so what do we have here? So we have our Sweet Sorbet card base, 8.5 by 5.5. I have 2 layers of white. They're the same. They're both 4 by 5.25. One's going to be on the inside. One's going to be on the out. We have another strip of designer series paper. This is a 2 by 5.25. So that's the paper with the heart. You will get this in your kit. Then you're going to get a 4.25 by 3-inch piece of cardstock that you can cut this out with. And here's how I did that. I put both of the dies on the paper together like this. So I kind of angled them so that this leaf was pointed down to this corner. This flower was kind of pointed that way. And then I had some space down here because I'm going to stamp a sentiment on here. Okay, so then I ran that through, and then this is what I got. So it only took one pass through the machine to get these. Now, when you're doing this, make sure that these don't overlap, okay? So don't put them in so that this is underneath this. You will ruin your dies. So if you have to use a Post-it note or some Post-it note tape or something to make sure that they don't shift in your machine, do that, because you don't want them to overlap, okay? All right, so then we're going to cut this off. We're going to cut off the little tag hole on here. So we're going to slide this into our trimmer, and we're just going to cut that off. I'm going to cut a tiny, tiny bit more because it's not quite enough. There we go. And so now this is what we have. We have a cute little tag. You're also going to get another little scrap. This is a 2.5 by 3 that you're going to get in your kit. And this is what it's for. So I'm going to add a tiny bit of adhesive to the back of it. Just a tiny bit so that it doesn't move around on me. Okay. And we're going to bring in our blending brush and a Linda, you can get that trimmer. You can get a trimmer just like this on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure I have it linked in the description of this video. So it doesn't say Stampin' Up on it, but it's the same size, the same design. It's probably a different color, but it's the same thing. So yeah, you can still get those. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this is my mindset. This tag is going to be on top of this white piece. We're going to trim off the excess, but we want the color to show through the openings. Okay. And so I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet. So I'm going to get some on my brush. I like to blend it around on my brush on a block. I just feel like that gives me a nicer, smoother entrance into putting it onto my cardstock. So that's just how I roll. All right. So I am just adding a little bit. I'm going to go lighter as I go away from the center point here. So I'm going to have it be kind of dark in the center and a little lighter to the bottom and to the top. So if I need some more ink, I'm just going to come back to my block. And I'm trying to make this part kind of dark. And then again, like I said, just kind of go out a little bit lighter. So then what you can do is you can bring this in and you can see how it's going to look. Now for me, I want it a little darker in this area. Darker. So that when I put this over, then my little spot right there is a little bit darker. Now I can see that I don't have any here and here. So I am going to come back in and just kind of lightly add a little bit up there. Again, concentrating right there to make sure that I have it dark where my flower is going to be. Okay. So then we're just going to put that on top. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here because I don't want to try to stamp my sentiment when it's on top of something else. I was just going to say, does anybody know where my sweet sorbet ink pad is? Yeah, Barb, it's literally right here in front of your face. Whew. Things need to be right in front of my face or I can't find them. Okay, actually, I'm going to bring in a foam mat because this is a photopolymer stamp and I just feel like I might get a little bit better impression if I do that. So I'm going to stamp that right down here on this little edge. So I'm going to manipulate that so that it lays flat so that I don't end up touching ink to my paper before I am ready. Perfect. Okay, so then we're going to add this to this and I'm going to do it with some mini dimensionals. So I'm just going to add some minis just on the back here, you know, where I think it's going to end up touching the paper. You can put as many or as few as you want. I'm going to put probably one there. Actually, that's probably enough. Maybe one more right there. Okay. So then, someone just said to give me a thumbs up. Yay. Thank you. Whoever you were. I appreciate that so much. Yes. Thumbs ups help me a lot, you guys. YouTube has something called an algorithm or whatever that means. And, it appreciates things like that because then it will share my video with other people. So there you go. Okay. So then now all we have to do is just trim off this excess. Okay. So I'm just kind of going underneath and I'm trimming off the excess here all the way around. Mostly it's just in the corners, right? And then look at that. Look how fun that is. How pretty that is. Yay. Okay. So then mostly we're just going to do some assembly on this card. I am going to bring in my scoreboard, my Simply scoring tool, and I am going to do a little bit of scoring on this piece of cardstock. I need to make some room. I got a lot of junk out here. That blending brush, and I see I have some ink on my table. That's a bad deal. Okay, so I'm going to start scoring. Don't pay attention to the markers. That's not where they go. I'm going to use the fat end of my stylus, and I'm going to start at 1.5 inches. I'm going to make a line, and I'm going to go 1/4 inches until I get to 2.5. So I've got 1.5, 1 3/4, 2, 2 1/4, 2.5. This is just going to add a little bit of interest to this piece of paper. And that's it. So we just have some. Now you can put it on so that the indented lines are on the top, are showing, or the raised lines are showing. I'm going to put it so that my indented lines are face up. Okay. So I'm going to add my Designer Series paper strip right down the middle. I'm going to eyeball this, and we all know that it's not going to be in the middle because I have a serious problem where I can't see and I can't gauge. So we're just going to wing it. We're just going to hope that it works. Okay, so I think about there looks like the middle. And right, Courtney. We had somebody at the beginning of the show who was kind of mean to me and said, I thought this was a stamping class. Kind of, rude. Yeah, it's a stamping class, but it's a free live stamping class. And I'm going to talk about some things before I start stamping. I guess Anne didn't like that. So, but whatever. Okay. So I got a little bit extra here. So I'm going to trim this off. There we go. So that is our layer for the outside. Like that, and then we're just going to put our little tag on here like this, and then those fun score lines on the sides. So since I already have dimensionals between these two layers, I'm just going to use glue, and I'm going to try to center it on the Designer Series paper and center it from top to bottom. That could be hard. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm just kind of looking, eyeballing. I'm going to try to press it into place without screwing it up, but I just did. So now I'm going to have to manipulate it so it comes back. There we go. Okay. You're also going to get a little snippet of this sorbet ribbon that is also retiring. I can't remember if it's going to be on sale or not, but it's in the mini catalog right now, the January to April. You're going to get a little snippet of that so you can tie yourself a little bow. And again, we'll bring our glue dots in so that we can add the glue dots to the bow and then to the little opening up here at the top of the tag. Okay, so we kind of bump those up a little bit. All right, so then out of the textured paper, I'm going to give you a scrap. You're going to cut yourself a butterfly, and we're going to add our little butterfly just kind of, you know, like right here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of pull up the wings around the body, and then I'm going to add the glue to the body. If I can squeeze, I don't want to squeeze a whole bunch out because it's still kind of full, but oh, that's perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to add my butterfly about like that. Ooh, I love this so much. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry for just a second. And then on the inside, what am I going to do on the inside? Probably nothing except, except nothing, probably. I'm just going to stick this on the inside. You could add another sentiment if you wanted to, if you had a sentiment that you wanted to say something to somebody for, or you could just write yourself a little note. If you have a rose stamp in your arsenal, you could put a little rose stamp in there. I don't know if I do, honestly. I don't know. So anyway, we always have to have an inside though. We can't just have it red because then that's too hard to see the writing and stuff. So I don't know. Am I frozen? I feel like on this iPad that I'm frozen, but maybe I'm not in real life. Huh, that is so weird. Obviously, I'm not frozen for you guys. Why would my iPad be frozen? I tell you, maybe I need a new iPad. This thing, I've had it, oh my gosh, I got it, I don't even remember. It's been a really, really long time. I think there's something wrong with my iPad. Okay, that's good to know because I just looked at my iPad and I was like, oh my word, what is going on here? Not frozen, then you're on a Mac. Okay, perfect, Lori. Thank you. Okay, so then, like I said, you're going to get a strip of dots. So you'll have 2 dots, 2 red dots. You can do whatever you want with them. I'm just going to kind of set them both right down here in the corner where my label is. Okay, so there it is. Isn't that fun? A strip of textured paper. Do I have a strip of? You know, I could. I think I just found one. Okay, you'll also get a 1/2-inch strip of textured paper to stick on the inside. How about that? So let's add a little bit of glue here. Now I think my strip of paper, is it 4 or is it 2? Oh, it's longer. Hold on, let me trim it off. We don't want it to be too long because we don't really have any way to cut it off, you know, with it already being inside the card. So, okay. That's a good idea. Thank you, Courtney. And I do have enough of this paper that I can absolutely add this to your kit. So you will get this little strip also in your kit, and then you'll have a little bit of interest on the inside. So there we go. Oh my gosh, love this card so much, you guys. Okay, that was card number 2. Now we're going to move on to card number 4. No. Did you hear what I literally just said? I don't know what my brain was thinking, but I was like, oh, we just did card number 2. So now we're going to move on to card number 4. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes, you guys. Wowzers. Okay. Here we go. So card number 3, for those of you that can count, because clearly I cannot. We have a thick white card base. Now, you may have heard in the catalog that the thick vanilla is leaving us, but we still have our thick white, okay? So, thick vanilla is leaving, so if you like thick vanilla and you use it for your card bases, which you should if you're making vanilla cards, you should get some now before it's gone. So we are using thick white for this card base. Then I have a piece of Tahitian Tide, and I have taken the doily folder. You know, I can't I lost a couple of folders down here today, which is really stupid because this room is not that big. So there's no reason that things should get lost, but they are. There's like a hybrid doily. It's like the folder and then the doily die goes inside of it. So you could cut this doily out and emboss it. I can't find the folder. And I literally just did this last night. So it's here. It's probably buried under some stuff, but your piece of Tahitian Tide will come embossed with this folder. Okay. That was the whole point of that ridiculousness that I was spewing out. Okay. You're also going to get a layer of black, and this is going to measure, where's my notes? 4 1/4 by 3. Okay. You're also going to get some scraps of black. So you can die cut 2 of these little foliage pieces. All right. And a butterfly. Now, if you want, I did on my butterfly the same thing I did on the Highland Heather butterfly on card number 1. I embossed it with clear embossing powder. So if you want to do that with these little doohickeys, you absolutely can. You don't have to, but I definitely wanted my butterfly to be a little bit shiny because I just think that's really cool. So you'll get black to do that. You're going to get a scrap of white to cut this tag, and then a scrap of the Tahitian Tide texture paper to cut this tag. And then these 2 tags go together. So what I like to do on the back of this tag is put the glue like in the spaces where there isn't any sort of stitching or any holes from these little tiny flowers. Because I don't want the glue to squish out all over. And just a tiny bit of glue in all these little spots is enough to make it stick. Okay, so let me just make sure we have enough. I think we do. The tag, Barbara, all the dies that I have been using, and I'm going to pull it out again and I'll tell you, are from the Designer Tags die set. It's the Designer Tags die set. And let me find my tray with all my tags and dies in it. There's 9 dies. So they do cut all kinds of fun tags. This is an item that was in our 2022 annual catalog. It didn't carry over into the current catalog that we have right now, but it is in the online store under the online exclusives. I've used it a number of times. Every time I tell you guys, if you don't have this, you absolutely need it. It is an amazing set of dies. And so all the cards that I've done today use these dies, okay? So you will need the dies to make the cards as I have designed them if you get the card kit from me. Okay. There we go. So we've got our tag done. Oh, Sandy, thanks. She says I'm a hoot. I like to be funny. I prefer to be funny. I mean, and sometimes I'm not trying to be funny. It just happens. I guess it's a gift. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I digress. So we are going to end up putting the tag on the card, something like that. I'm going to use dimensionals. Let me find some dimensionals here. I think these came out of a card kit that I had somewhere. And the textured paper is textured on both sides, you guys. So that's pretty cool. And so I will give you the textured paper and the cardstock pieces that you need to make the tags. Okay. And to die cut everything that's in here, but you'll have to do the die cutting. Okay, so we're going to put our tag on. Now we're going to add, and if you have adhesive sheets, and I should have done this, if you have adhesive sheets, kind of recommend using them. Or if you're really good with glue that's not too full, because this glue is too full, you can use liquid glue. So here's a trick. If your glue is too full, which clearly mine is, when I start squirting glue out of here, sometimes I get too much of a blob somewhere. What you can do is you can take your piece and you can press it onto a silicone mat, and that will take off enough glue so that you don't have a big globby blob anymore. Okay. Pro tip, because I need to do it a lot. All right, so let's get this one with some glue. And I guess that way you can actually be a little bit more messy with the glue, because you can get rid of it and then it's not so bad. Okay, so this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to press that down. And what I can do, like I didn't get any glue on the stems, so I could like press my stems into the glue and get a little bit of glue on there. All right, so I'm only using these little pieces, just excess piece there. I think I just glitched for a second. Do you know what is currently... Oh, Barbara, I have no idea. And actually, online exclusives, they come and go. They just come and go. So I have no idea when things are going to be leaving the online exclusives. We don't get any notification of that. I don't even know if they go low inventory. I kind of feel like they're there and then they're gone. So unfortunately, there isn't really any way to know that. And I'm sorry, but it's out of my hands. I just work here. You know what I'm saying? All right, get your glue on your doily embossed layer, and we're going to sit this on our white. Okay. Oh gosh, is that... Hold on. I need to pull that down just a tiny bit. Come on. Oh, I hope that worked. Okay. Then this is going to go here. My shiny butterfly is going to go on my tag like that. So let me... Oh, too much glue. Hold on. Tap some of that off. We don't need that much glue. Good grief. All right. We're trying to center this. And you might think that's a little bit of a weird place to put it. Whoops. Down here, closer to the bottom. And maybe a glue dot would have been a better option, honestly. We'll see. Press that down, and then I'm going to kind of leave it for a sec. So then you're going to get some of this Tahitian tied baker's twine. And you're going to tie yourself a little bow with it. And something along these lines, however big you want it. I don't know how big I actually want it. So you'll probably get like 12 inches or so of the ribbon, or the twine, excuse me. And then we're going to stick that up there at the top. And we are going to use a glue dot for that. And I am going to roll that up into like a little log or a little tube, because this baker's twine is pretty thin. So I like to roll my glue dots into a tiny little log tube shape. Make sure that my little loops are the same. Let's see, Mary, no, they're not yet. It's going to be sometime the beginning of April. I want to say like April 8th, but I can't remember the exact date. Okay, so there's that. And then this is going to go on the card. And you know what? I almost just thought maybe a little cattywampus might be kind of fun. I don't know. You're going to get a little oval, a little white oval out of the dual oval punch. This is retiring. I can't remember if it's on sale or not, but you're going to get a little white oval. And then I have taken the little thank you out of the Happy Label stamp set, the little thank you here. I stamped it in Tahitian tied, and here it is. So I'm just going to add that to, I don't know where, maybe down here, maybe up here. I'm not sure yet. What else do I need to do? I need to put some gems on here. So here's my little sheet of gems. I am going to put 2 of them, I think, on my butterfly's body. I think that's what we're going to do with these. Okay. I still can't decide if I want this cattywampus or not. It's a tough call. And then I would have that not cattywampus. I don't know. You guys tell me, do you want it crooked or straight? So here's crooked. Kind of give you a little look-see there. That's a little crooked, which is always nice because then you don't have to center it. And I'm a big fan of not doing that. Or here it is straight. So something like that. So you guys tell me crooked or straight. And then we will move forward with where we're going to put our little, whatever that is, the sentiment thing. I think most of you are saying crooked. I don't think anybody said straight, did they? Okay, crooked it is. And I'm going to use some dimensionals again. And yay, I'm actually really glad you guys said crooked, because it's just so much easier to put stuff on crooked than it is to put it on straight. But yet it looks amazing because, you know, you meant to do that. All right, Tina is joining us, and it's a bit chilly where she is. All right, so let's see. A little bit cattywampus like that. And then, I don't know, should I put the label just kind of sticking out from the tag just a tiny bit? I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, we're going to get that. And we'll just have this sneak out from the edge there, just the tiniest little bit. Something like that. Ugh, love all 3 of these cards. Okay, then my final thing is just I'm going to add a sentiment to the inside. There's another little sentiment in here that says, "You've got the biggest heart." and I'm going to put it on the inside. Where's my foam mat? Because even though this is a sentiment, it's a little bit thick. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the words are kind of a little thicker than normal, I guess. All right, so now we have to try to get this in the middle. Something like that. There it is. Yay! So that is my card class for the week of March 21st through March 27th. So if you order $35 or more from my online store, you will get a kit to make all 3 of these cards. Now, again, you will need the dies yourself because you will need to die cut these tags and elements that come in the stamp set or come in this die set. And then if you order 50, I will gift you the card kit plus a PDF file for my global tutorial. If you order 75 or more, you will get into the drawing for this brand new stamp set that hasn't been released yet, that only on stage attendees have, called Loveliest Tree, and a sampling of our brand new in color cardstocks. Okay, so $75 or more, you will get the kit, the PDF, plus a chance to win this bundle. And like I said at the beginning of the show, typically I have about 8 or so people each week that order $75 or more. So technically you would have like a 1 in 8, 1 in 10 chance to win this bundle. That's pretty good odds. Okay. Thank you guys again so much for watching me tonight. I am so happy to be back and stamping again, and I love seeing all of you here. So I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget that I still have my downloadable file. That's free. I'm not charging for this. It's absolutely free. To get these little labels to stick on the end of your blends, you can just download the free file. You need like a 3/8 inch circle punch, which I do have a link to in the description, but the file's free. I will be updating it with the brand new colors so that you can put the labels on your new blends as well. Here shortly, not today, just as quickly as I can get it done. But then I'll be putting that with the same link. I'll just change the file out on my website and everything will be in the same place. So, all right, guys, have a fantastic week. Stamp lots, and I will see you again here next week, guys. Bye-bye.